Let's create a paper balloon dog together. The first thing that you will need to do is turn your paper the horizontal direction, then fold the bottom to the top, matching up the corners before you make a crease. Next, turn your paper the tall way or vertically and again fold the bottom of the paper up to the top. Line up the corners before you crease. For this one, you might need to put a finger in the fold on the inside before you crease it if your paper doesn't feel like it should fold that way. Now we'll do one last fold. With your paper still the tall way, fold the bottom to the top one last time. Give it a nice crease, then open your paper back up. Once you lay your paper down flat, you should notice that you now have 8 small rectangular sections on your paper. Next, we will use a Sharpie to trace ovals in 7 of our 8 rectangles. If you don't feel confident drawing your own ovals, there are some templates you can use to trace them, but I know that you can do it. Next, we will add the part that will become the dog's nose. Start by drawing a rainbow line. Then add a long, skinny oval underneath it and add a line inside of that oval. Last, draw a little dot on top. Now it's your turn. Again, first draw a rainbow line. Then draw a long, skinny oval connecting the bottom. This will make it look like a tiny UFO. Add a line inside of the bottom, then fill in a small circle up at the top. When you're done, it kind of looks like a hat. Last, we will create a long, skinny oval. This part will become the dog's tail. Now it's your turn. Add a tall, skinny oval that will become the tip of the dog's tail. Next, we will be adding the highlights and shadows to each one of our ovals. These will help them look three-dimensional. Shadows are a way of adding value to your project. As a reminder, in art, value is a word that describes the lightness or darkness of a color. This will make it look more three-dimensional. You will need to choose a skinny marker that matches the color of your paper. Because my paper is green, I chose a green skinny marker. Next, add a shadow along one side of each of your ovals. Continue doing this until you have completed it on all 7 ovals. Now it's your turn. Add the shadows using a skinny marker that matches the color of your paper. Next, we will add the highlight to each one of our ovals. For this, we will use a white crayon, and with a lot of pressure, we will make the same kind of line going up and down on the opposite side of our oval. This will make our ovals look much more three-dimensional when we put them together to create the dog. Now it's your turn. Add the highlight on the opposite side of each one of your ovals. Next, add your name in the bottom corner of your paper. Also be sure to add your code. This is where we will be stopping for today, so that next time we can cut out all of our ovals and we will be able to construct our balloon dogs. Next, we will cut out all of the ovals that will become our different parts of our balloon dog. Carefully cut around the outside of the black marker line so that the black marker stays connected to your different ovals. Now it's your turn. Cut out all of your ovals. Once you have finished cutting out your ovals, you will also need to carefully cut out your tiny oval for your tail, as well as the tiny piece that will become the nose of your balloon dog. Cut very carefully and make sure to put these somewhere special on your table so that they don't accidentally get thrown away or mixed in with the scraps. When you are done cutting out your nose and your tail, be sure to take the rest of your paper to the scrap bin, as we will not need it for the rest of the project. Now it's your turn. Cut out your tail and your nose and take care of throwing away your scraps. Now it is time to construct your balloon dog. To make sure that your balloon dog turns out as cool as possible, make sure that you pay attention to the way that the highlights or the white lines are facing on the project. Because these are meant to show a reflection of light, the light is usually coming from the same place, and so the lines should always be facing kind of toward the top of the balloon dog. For example, you can see that on this leg, as I glue it down, I have the white facing up toward the sky. I'll do the same for the back leg. As you glue on each leg, put just a little bit of glue on the end that is going to be touching where the balloon animal's body is. Continue doing this, making sure that those white lines are facing up. We will add 2 legs, 1 neck, a head, an ear, and of course, a tail. You can see that I overlapped the neck over the leg just a little bit. Now it is time to add the head. Again, I use just a little bit of glue and make sure that my white line is on the top side. The ear and the tail will both be glued behind. So in this case, we will put the glue on the front of the piece of paper rather than putting it on the back. I carefully put the glue on the front of the paper, then glue it behind the balloon animal to make it look like my dog has an ear. Repeat that same step with the tail. Now it's time to glue on our last little details. First, we will add on the little tip of the tail by putting some glue on the top of it and sticking it right behind the little tail that is sticking up. The last one is the nose of our balloon dog. Put a tiny dab of glue on the circle that is filled in, then carefully glue it down to the top part of the nose. This will give it that finished balloon animal look. For added fun, you could even try to make a monochromatic background. For this, I will use purple marker on purple paper to add a simple background to show where my balloon dog sculpture might be. This is a fun way to make your project a little bit more interesting.